can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby. Ooh, I live it. That's my true to love, true to love. Ooh, I love it. Crank it up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this. You better grab that tambourine. Bring the bass, we might be wicked. We may be forced to cause a scene. Make some trouble, baby. Ooh, I live it. That's my true to love, true to love. Ooh, I love it. Crank it up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this. We got this. On a higher level. On a higher level. We got
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Wednesday podcast. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, please. So happy to see everyone, and let's get straight to it. I apologize that I cannot name every single artist that created one of these images of Lily, but this is doing the rounds because her birthday just passed and they are adorable. We didn't get any new pictures of Lily for her birthday, but we know that it seems like for now, Harry and Meghan want to keep their children protected. And as and when they want to show them, that is up to them. I do apologize. I think there's a few people a bit confused. I accidentally set the podcast to tomorrow instead of 11 my time tomorrow instead of 11 today. So I had to like change at the last minute. But thank you so much, all of you, for coming and streaming in. Okay, let's get into it. Right now, while Camilla was being all types of salty at the D-Day commemoration, Biden and Bridget Macron were being diplomatic besties. I just love this. Of course, there was that now viral video that was going around of Camilla refusing to hold Bridget Macron's hand. And the Daily Fail actually put out a tweet, which I now believe has gotten over 16 million impressions, saying that Bridget Macron broke protocol by trying to hold Camilla's hand. Bearing in mind, I think I showed it in the last podcast, there was one occasion where Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, and I think it was for one of these G7, G8 events, but basically all the world leader people were there. And Michelle Obama put her hand around the Queen, and then the Queen reciprocated. So all of this royal protocol nonsense, they just make it up as they go along to tell people off and put themselves above others. And it just looks really, really bad. That Daily Mail tweet is being ripped apart by people just going, "Who do you think you are?" A lot of the quote tweets saying things like, "Well, she didn't have any issue breaking protocol when she was having an affair with Charles." So they really don't do themselves any favors just being snotty. And when you then compare um, the British royals to how other people conduct themselves, it just makes them look really, really old fashioned. Oh gosh, I look at that picture of Rishi, Camilla, and Charles, and I'm just like, none of these people want to be there. It's like, this is what happens, I think, when you put status above everything. So much of your identity hangs onto it, but deep down you're just miserable. And that's what I see when I look at these people. Also, following the D-Day parades, there were a lot of um, veterans' families and also journalists and different outlets talking about whether or not the royals should have a chest full of medals that many of them have not earned. A lot of them are just titles that they give each other and they give themselves. So this was one from the Guardian. I'm not going to read that whole article, but this is some of the stuff that was being put out there by different outlets. Now, I wanted to address something that I hadn't actually heard of until literally this week. There was this strange article going around on this very strange website called Birmingham something that I've never even actually heard of before. But basically, it was saying that there was some type of accident involving Karen Middleton. Now, I'm for now, I'm just gonna say that um I have not heard anything official. I have not seen anything. This was just kind of doing the rounds on really random websites. So I don't think I personally don't believe that this is true as of yet. As of yet, I've seen no evidence that this is true, and I'm not gonna co-sign it as true because um I just feel like we would have known if something had happened. Granted, we haven't seen the Middletons for some time. I think the last time we saw them, were they there at Christmas? Um, so me personally, I just don't believe this is true. I think there's a lot of websites that are trying to get traffic to themselves in the middle of all of this, whereas Kate stuff. So just be mindful. Um, but naturally, people have been asking, where are the Middletons? Because there's still a lot of uncertainty and not a lot of clarity around what's going on with Kate and where she is. or at least they have given us their explanations and people just don't seem to be believing it. And then this came up. Kate obviously did not attend any of the D-Day um, events, and then also because she is the colonel of the Irish Guards, I believe, she sent a letter to them. And people noted that there was, first of all, some spelling errors, and that one of the spelling errors was that I think there was one of the words practicing that was spelled in the American way and not the British way. Um, and so you can see on one side, like that's a letter that William and Kate signed a while ago, and then on the other side, it's signed a little bit more thick. That's a more recent letter. So you had people who were like zooming into the signature trying to see if there were any differences. It was also interesting that she signed it Colonel Catherine. Um, some people speculating because of the American spellings. Was it actually written by her? Was it written by somebody on their Americans comms team? Some people saying, oh, was it Jason North? So this is the level of distrust that we are at this point. Um, there's also been this strange rumor, and I will reiterate that it is a rumor that Kate Middleton is in the US, in Houston, Texas. A lot of people pointing to a facility called MD Anderson that is a world-class specialist in cancer care. Presidents have been treated there. I think that would be a rather big operation to try and move her to the US. And it would also just be very scandalous. A member of the British royal family getting treatment in another country, especially given the state of the NHS and that they can afford private care. So I don't know. I personally don't believe these rumors. Having said that, This is a very high security facility. They have treated presidents before, so it's not like they wouldn't be able to hide, things if she was there. So what's interesting about this though, and why I bring it up, otherwise I wouldn't bring it up, is that the palace have actually shut this down. They released a statement and said, um, well, actually, let me just go to the article on Kaiser, because they seem to have they seem to pick and choose when they complain and when they explain. And on this occasion they seem to be complaining and explaining, which is quite interesting, because why specifically choose to shut this rumor down? So this is from Kaiser, from Celebrity. She says, over the past month or so, there's been a conspiracy bubbling around social media about the Princess of Wales. The general conspiracy is that Kate is no longer in England or in the UK, that she's receiving treatment at an undisclosed location in Europe or North America or somewhere else. While I think Kate is not in England at the moment, might explain the lack of credible sightings of Kate in Windsor, London, or Norfolk, I have my doubts that Kate would be in a whole other country where the Windsors don't have control over the press. Yes. At best, I think she's probably just not in England. I think she's somewhere outside of England, but still in the UK, personally. So one of the latest Kate is not in the UK rumors came via Reddit and TikTok, with various people claiming that they heard a rumor Kate was seeking treatment in Houston and staying at the City St. Regis Hotel. The rumor was apparently shut down very quickly by Kensington Palace. A rumor that Kate Middleton is being treated at MD Anderson in Houston is false, according to a Kensington Palace representative. Yeah, so they actually put that out. So they've chosen to complain and explain on um this particular matter. Why is that? At least we know now that the palace, as and when they feel like it, will say something to defend somebody in the family. It's just a shame they couldn't do that for Meghan. All right. I think I can go. Oh, also, there's a lady called Natasha Archer who is Kate Middleton's private stylist and secretary. She's also the director of photoshopping, and the reason that's kind of her nickname. The reason they call her director of photoshopping is because she is married to Chris Jackson, who is also a royal photographer. Do you remember how the squaddies were going after Chris Jackson because of the lame photos that he was taking at Invictus? And then thankfully, Miss and Harry Ann finally got there and we got good photos. I think they definitely heard us because we were like, where are all the good photos? But anyway, she is now the senior private executive at the palace. The lady who is married to the royal photographer that Kate has been working with since just before she became engaged to Prince William. So a new appointment. Kate also had another appointment not too long ago. Colonel Tom White, who also served with the Queen up until she passed away. So quite some interesting new appointments recently. I remember when this news came out because everybody was gushing about how handsome he is. Is he your type? Let us know in the comment section. He's definitely more handsome than William. William, who decided to take a train to Cardiff. And internet sleuths, internet sleuths were wondering whether or not this photo was actually real, because we know that William likes to take private jets or helicopters. Now, there was a squaddy that put this through an AI checker, and the AI checker said that the image was AI generated. I have to say, sometimes these AI checkers don't get it right. Like, I've seen pictures that were real, that the checker said was generated, but I've just seen a video on Kensington Palace that actually shows him walking into a train door. So I don't think that this is AI. I think they just did this for PR. Oh, look at me, I'm, taking the train and being a normal person. And oh, look, I'm a statesman. I have this fancy folder that's red and has gold foiling on it and 6 whole pieces of paper. That's me being a statement. Oh, and I even have is that an iPhone or an Android? Look at me being modern. That's what they're trying to convey with this picture. And it's quite interesting because William looks so relaxed here, so relaxed and content. I mean, the body language here, compare the body language here to the body language in these photos. Huge difference. Massive difference. Alone, he seems to be very content. Okay, I'm going to go to your comments before we keep it moving. What was it? Oh, was Loving Day today? That's interesting. Really? I thought Loving Day was in April. Sorry, I have my history and dates wrong. Loving Day is the day when the interracial marriages became legal in the US. Is that right? I don't know why I thought it was in April. Happy Loving Day if it's Happy Loving Day. Um, let's scroll through your comments. Leslie, I think he's handsome and looks like the tennis guy. Yes, a lot of people said that he looks like Roger Federer. Mina, you think he's fine. Unfortunately, he's probably a Tory. So unfortunately. Okay. Royal protesters. So actually, I don't think these were necessarily protesting monarchy, but you had I think these are the Just Stop Oil lot. So they released fire extinguishers with orange smoke at that Westminster wedding. And I don't even know what exactly they were protesting here. I mean, they're environmental protesters, but they're at a royal wedding. Were they trying to disrupt the wedding, I guess, or just get attention? They also went and vandalized Charles's painting. Now, mind you, because of all these protests, what they've actually started doing is putting glass. They've got glass in front of that. But they put this Wallace and I think it's Wallace and Gromit sticker on the front. And it's saying no cheese Gromit. Look at all this cruelty on the RSPCA. The RSPCA is an animal charity, and I guess they're protesting because Charles is one of the patrons of this charity, and they don't like that he has the status of royal patron age, and they wanted to draw attention to the alleged cruelty reported on RSPCA assured farms. Okay, well, they got our attention, I guess. They got our attention putting a sticker of Wallace and Gromit on the king's portrait. A lot of mixed opinions on that portrait. A lot of interesting theories about this portrait, why it was painted the way it was. By the way, the that just reminds me, the horses. Remember the horses that were covered in blood running through London? I believe they're now fully recovered and okay. So they're doing fine. I kind of felt like that whole thing was a bad omen. Okay. Thank you so much, Blue Draws, for becoming a member a month ago. Welcome. Thank you, thank you. No, Wendy Loman, these were they're not my king ones. They're the ones with the yellow signs. They need to get not my queen signs as well, if you're listening. What are they called again? They're called of course the name has completely like gone from my head. The guy that runs it is Graham. You know the lot. But yeah, they need to get not my queen signs if any of them are listening. Oh, Republic, that's it. Is it Republic? Okay. Next thing. There were these strange leaks in the Mirror about Charles not content with Archie and Lily, but video calls and wants to be present in their lives. Okay, well then where's Harry and Meghan's security? The security that they're offering to pay for. Like, it's that simple. Oh, it feels like a merry-go-round. We're going round and round and round. And what's interesting is that today we find out. So Harry can't pay for the security that he wants to pay for, even though I think he should be entitled to security just because of his status. But today we find out that Nigel Farage, Mr. Brexit himself, has been offered additional private security by the Home Office, the same Home Office that was um, rejecting Harry's plea after a milkshake and other objects were thrown at him during campaigns to the general election. So he's been giving additional private security. That guy over milkshake. And yet we had confirmed by a former Met Commission officer that Harry and Meghan had real threats towards them, their children, and they are not being allowed to pay for the security that they want to pay for. They're not trying to get the British taxpayer to pay for that security. But we're paying for security for Nigel Farage now because he had a milkshake thrown at him. Oh, what can I say? All right, that's pretty much all I had to say on today's podcast. Um, I know I've been behind a few. Oh, sorry, there was actually one. Gosh, skipped ahead just a little bit. There's one more thing that I forgot, and I've forgotten it because for some reason it's disappeared from my. Okay, now I've realized why I've forgotten it. Diana's brother, because for some reason it's not showing up on my slides. Give me a second, folks. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Ah, here it is. It never uploaded. Okay. Sorry, folks. Before we go, yes, very sad news that Charles, the Earl Spencer, is heading for this is his third divorce. Well, okay, heading for his third divorce. The Earl Spencer has not had a lot of luck in love, nor does he sound like he's an engaged father to his brood of 6 kids. Wow, 6 kids and 3 marriages. Wow. Do you know what? I feel like that's the starter pack for Aristo. 6 kids and 3 marriages. That's the starter. That's the Aristo starter pack. While I also love that the Earl Spencer has shown a lot of support for Prince Harry and Meghan, and indeed he has, especially more recently. Make no mistake, his personal life is messy. Some background: he was married to his first wife, Victoria Lockwood. This I'm reading from Kaiser Celebrity, by the way, from 1989 through to 1997. His second marriage was to Carolyn Froude from 2001 to 2009. He met his third wife, Karen Gordon, in 2010, and they were married in 2011. So this was his longest marriage, according to the Fail. The marriage fell apart as he wrote his memoir, in which he wrote about being savagely abused at boarding school and how that abuse has larger repercussions for him to this day. Well, that's sad. Oh, do you know what? That's coming from the Daily Fail, so I would take that with a pinch of salt. Um, okay, so Kaiser goes on to say, I buy that writing the memoir changed him, and I'm glad he's in therapy now. I also buy that it changed his marriage, and there's work that needs to be done on himself, separate from his now estranged wife. Does sound like there's some affair or marriage scandal happening here, although we are talking about the British aristocracy, so who knows? Anyway, I hope that Earl is okay, and I hope that Karen is too. I do too. I hope they're okay. It's very sad, and they have really come out for Harry, and I think um the Spencer family coming to the Invictus 10th anniversary was just like the cherry on the cake. That done peed everyone off, especially in the British tabloids who want to continue this narrative that Harry is completely estranged from pretty much anyone in the UK. Why I'm joy. Charles ain't concerned about not being able to drag his greasy sausage fingers across those kids. Absolutely, I don't think he is. I do not think he is at all. Gosh, I miss you all. I am gonna have a call in soon. Don't worry. It's just the reason I've been missing so many podcasts is, as you all know, I'm working on a royal book, and I've also been working on some children's books for a kids publishing company that I am launching. So soft launch. If you are interested in previewing or just a quick look, here is the link. But I'm not going to be talking about this too much at the moment. Just if any of you are interested, you've got kids, nieces, nephews, um, there is the link, but I'll talk about it in more detail another time. Okay, okay, let me end with your comments. But yeah, I've been working on that and also the royal book as well. So that's I do apologize. But as soon as I've got all that finished, we'll go back to normal daily podcasts. TNO, what type of security would Nigel receive if fries and ketchup was thrown at him? Listen, they'll have the whole army out here for him. Yes, Lakiva, Harry and Meghan are happy. They are happy living in Montecito, far away from all of this drama. Thank goodness. Can you imagine if they were still there? They might not still be here. That's this very sad, upsetting reality. Mina, you sent me a message via Instagram. Okay, I will have a look at that. Thank you. You should do a mashup about royal dinosaurs and horses. You can call the main ones Fred and Gladys. That sounds like actually a really good idea for a children's book. Fred and Gladys, the royal dinosaurs and horses. Let's write it together. Mina Ruth, is your name on Instagram the same as it is here? Cause oh, okay. I have seen your message. Okay, thank you. Okay, I can see you. I see you, Mina Ruth. Okay. All right, folks. I'm gonna end it there. Let's keep it short and sweet. I will probably be back tomorrow with 2 podcasts, whatever happens tomorrow. And I found a really funny article about the royal household that I actually want to turn into a whole podcast because I think it's actually hilarious. So expect 2 podcasts tomorrow. See you then, folks. Ciao. Oh, thank you to Florence Roulotte who bought me 3 copies. Thank you. Ciao.
You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby.